I found a love for me. Well, darling, just dive right in, follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Well, darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass. We're listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight. Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. We are still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling, just hold my hand, be my girl, I'll be your man. I see my future
are here to celebrate the love and commitment of two people that I can undoubtedly say are some of the most loving, generous, and sincere people we will ever have the pleasure of knowing in our lifetimes. Before we get started, Sara and Faisal have asked that Sara's cousin Hannah read an Irish blessing.
May your mornings bring joy and your evenings bring peace. May your troubles grow few as your blessings increase. May the saddest day of your future be no worse than the happiest day of your past. May your hands be forever clasped in friendship and your hearts joined forever in love. Your lives are very special. God has touched you in many ways. May his blessings rest upon you and fill all your coming days.
Thank you, Hannah. On October 19th, 2017, I thought I was going to get that backwards the whole time, but I got it right. Sara texted me, sent me a text message, and she announced that Faisal had proposed. Now, I can't say that I was terribly surprised because Faisal had text messaged me a couple weeks earlier, very nonchalantly asking about Sara's ring size. But what I can say is that I was ecstatic. And yes, I was ecstatic for the two of them, but also I had realized that it was finally my time to shine. So 2 years prior to that text message, I met Faisal for the first time. And when I met him, Sara and I forced him to agree that I would one day officiate their wedding. And we're all still kind of wondering why he's here after that. But he is, and we are. And now, almost 4 years later, I can say that all the way back then, 4 years ago, I had recognized that Sara and Faisal were the perfect complement to one another, and that we would all one day be here celebrating their wedding day. So I mentioned that Sara and Faisal are loving and generous and kind, but what I forgot to mention is that they are also incredibly bad at taking care of plants. So every time I've visited their apartment in the past couple of years, there are either no plants or all new plants, but never the same plants. It never really works out in their favor. So when Sara was first moving from Chicago to New York, another one I thought I would get backwards, but from Chicago to New York to be with Faisal during his residency. Congratulations on your graduation, by the way.
Thank you.
She hired a moving company, and as the moving company was moving all of the belongings into their new apartment, I started getting a flood of text messages, and they went something like, "Patrick, all of Faisal's plants are dead." Followed by a couple of pictures of some really sad-looking bamboo stalks, and then a question, how do I bring these plants back to life? Cut to the end of the story, and to nobody's surprise, the plants did not make it. But these two did everything they could to bring these plants back to life. They repotted them, they watered them, they moved them from window to window in the house to make sure that they had the right light at the right time of day. They did everything they could. And the reason this story came to mind when I thought about what I wanted to talk about today during this ceremony is because, one, I love making people laugh at the expense of those I love, and I love you guys. And two, it really paints a picture of how caring these two are. Not only would they do anything for each other, but they would do anything for any of us, and they would go to no end to save the life of an already dead plant. So it is with their extremely caring nature and their immense love for one another, and maybe a couple of Taco Bell runs, that I'm sure this will be a very long and happy marriage. So this wedding ceremony is the public recognition of a commitment that Sara and Faisal have already made in their hearts, and it is also a commitment to all of us that know and love them. With that being said, Sara and Faisal have chosen to write and recite their own vows to one another. So here you go, Sara.
I'm a bad crier, so just want to warn you now.
She's not lying.
Really not. Faisal, you are my best friend and the love of my life. I am so thankful that 4.5 years ago, a psychiatry rotation in downtown Chicago brought us together and changed our lives forever. From the second I met you, I knew I wanted to know more about you. When you walked through the door to our rotation, I still remember Snapchatting a picture of you to all my friends with the caption, "I love him." Not only were you easy on the eyes, I quickly learned that inside you were just as beautiful. The most caring and kind-hearted person I had ever met. Shortly after meeting you, as I showered and got ready for our first date, you texted me, "What do you like on your pizza?" And that's when I knew you really were the one for me. Crazy to believe that 4.5 years later, here we are, just where I wanted to be. And as we stand before our family and friends here today, I promise to always fill up the Keurig, to occasionally be Big Spoon, to always help you pronounce and spell tricky words, and also not so tricky words, to always attempting to find a good movie for us to watch, but usually choosing a terrible one accidentally, to sharing my food with you when you order the wrong thing and mine looks so much better, to take videos of you unknowingly when you choose to dance, to go bite for bite with you on an ice cream bar after dinner, and to binge watch reruns of Game of Thrones and The Office with you any day of the week. More than that, as we continue to grow in our lives together, I promise to take you as you are, loving who you are now, and who you are yet to become. To listen and to learn from you, to comfort you in sad times and laugh with you in good times, to share in your dreams and be your biggest fan, and to remember that although not every day will be a good day, every moment we share will be a blessing because we are together. Faisal, you're the Jim to my Pam, the Chandler to my Monica, and the Drogo to my Khaleesi. You're my buddy, you're my partner in crime, and my best friend. With my whole heart, for my whole life, I take you today as my husband, and I'm so proud to become your wife. I love you so much.
Dear Sara, as I was trying to think of my vows, I kept thinking one thing. How did I get so lucky? I can't believe I'm standing here today to marry the most intelligent, beautiful, funny, dedicated, and compassionate person I've ever known. I never thought I would look back to medical school and say that my psychiatry rotation was the best thing that ever happened to me. I didn't think I would cry. I'm not a crier. But I'm so glad for the rotation you guys, the one that's supposed to meet. I knew you were special right from the start. I remember the time you made me cupcakes in the shape of all my fish. I used to have a fish tank.
Also dead.
You tried.
They gotta go.
Oh my God.
I was amazed at how incredibly talented you were and how thoughtful of a person you were. And that's exactly what you've done ever since, constantly amazing me with everything you do. You're the hardest working person I know, and unlike me, are able to tackle multiple challenges at once and actually complete them. I will go ahead and openly admit that you are indeed the funniest person I know, and I've never laughed more than anybody else. We've had an incredible journey so far. We survived the Chicago winters, and Jerry, the little mouse, in my apartment eating all our food at night. You supported me during each road trip to my interviews, and we learned that we never want to eat at a Ryan's buffet ever again. And you never once complained when we stayed at a Red Roof Inn or some cheap motel. The match gods brought us to New York, and you had no trouble making friends and making New York our home. I was constantly told that everyone at work here loves you, and the orthopedic department is proud to have you. And that's what makes you so special. Everywhere you go, you radiate this positive energy that draws people to you. You're my best friend, and I'm so excited to see where our journey takes us next. So I stand here today, I vow to you, never ever judge your $17 Taco Bell order, that you are right 99% of the time, that I will share my pizza on road trips with you, that I promise to wash the pans when I use them, with the contingency that I have 24 hours to do them.
They have to soak.
I promise to only listen to pre-approve shows when we go to sleep, and to always replace the toilet paper when it's done. Most importantly, I will stand by your side, support you, and I promise to love and cherish you each and every other day. I love you very much, and I'm so fortunate to be able to call you my wife in a few minutes. I can't believe I got so lucky.
Faisal, do you take Sara to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do you part?
I do.
Sara, do you take Faisal to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do you part?
I do.
Sara and Faisal will now exchange rings to symbolize their commitment to one another. It is traditional that the ring will be worn on the fourth finger of the left hand, as it was believed that this finger had a direct connection to the heart, the perfect place for a symbol of unending love and commitment. Faisal, as you place this ring on Sara's finger, please repeat after me. I, Faisal, give you this ring
I, Faisal, give you this ring
as a reminder that I will love, honor, and cherish you
that I will love, honor, and cherish you
in all times,
in all times,
in all places,
in all places,
and in all ways forever.
and in all ways forever.
Sara, as you place this ring on Faisal's finger, please repeat after me. I, Sara, give you this ring
I, Sara, give you this ring
as a reminder
as a reminder
that I will love, honor, and cherish you
that I will love, honor, and cherish you
in all times,
in all times,
in all places,
in all places,
and in all ways forever.
and in all ways forever.
Sara and Faisal, you have expressed your love to one another through the commitments and promises you have just made. It is with these in mind that I now pronounce you as husband and wife. Faisal, you may now kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to be the first to present to you Dr. and Mrs. Faisal and Sara Nourzad.
Baby, it's been a long day, baby. Things ain't been going my way, you know I need you here. You clear my mind all the time. And baby, the way you move me, it's crazy. It's like you see right through me and make it easier. You please me, you don't even have to try. Oh, because you are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me. Baby, come a long way, baby. You know I hope and I pray that you believe me when I say this love will never fade away. Oh, because you are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me. Both of promising like the spring to walk on out the door. Our hearts are strong and our hearts are kind. Let me tell you just exactly what is on my mind. You are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me. You are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Na, 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 na.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our bride's parents, Kim and Russell Walker. Let's meet our groom's parents. Give it up for Sara and Asa Norza. First, give it up for Katie, Ellie, and Mitch. Now give it up for Kim and Penny. Let's keep it going for Sara Beal and Kevin Herman. All right, next keep it going for Jen Down and Rob Reykjavik. That was impressive. All right. Keep it going next for Sarah Morris and Alex Walker. All right, next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Miriam Norzad and Idris Ayomi. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Parana Norzad and Sohail Ali. All right, keep it going, ladies and gentlemen, for our best man and maid of honor. Give it up for Kendall Trailer and Blake Schultz. Now, this is normally the time where I would tell everybody to stand up, but you're already standing up. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Get your hands together as loud as you can. Give it up for the first time as husband and wife. together.
It's been a long day.
this song was written by them and they wanted to play this special one. So a very, very special one for this one.
lawyers. We spent our hard-earned money from our full aid paychecks in selling easy bake oven cakes on keychains, Aeropostale that were 10 sizes too big, and Chanel purses until we found out how much they actually cost. Some of our best days together were spent on backed-off trips to the mall after our parents dropped us off, sleepovers with Brooklyn-style pizzas and peanut M&Ms, and trips to the pool with a tub of icing as a snack. Sarah and I learned a lot together. We learned we would never be singers by piercing everyone's ears with our endless duets. We would never be hip-hop dancers if we tried it. Seamstresses, sewing did not work out for us, or professional lacrosse players. Staying up all night at UNC lacrosse camp was not our best idea. We learned on our first trip to Florida together that not wearing sunscreen for the first 30 minutes was a terrible idea and could potentially ruin your entire vacation. We learned that whatever we did, as long as we were together, we had the best time in the world. I went back and looked at all my yearbooks and found the pages upon pages that were reserved for Sarah. We just had to be sure to write down all our favorite inside jokes. In our senior yearbook, Sarah wrote, "As you know, we have been best friends since I stole you in 4th grade. If you think going to a different college gets you out of being my crazy best friend, too bad. You will be my maid of honor and consequently best friend for life." I'll never forget when I first heard about the hot med student in Sarah's clinical who actually friended himself through her Facebook on her laptop when she left the room. I knew he was the one when he still wanted to see her again after she dropped multiple drinks on him, truly on accident. And from the start, his love for Lily, Sarah's bunny. From the first time I met Faisal, he laughed at my jokes, thank you. It was so genuine, and I felt like I had known him for much longer than I had. Faisal, I have never seen Sarah so happy, and I could not put a better out for her. One weekend, Sarah and I went to the grocery store because we felt we were having a great day. We purchased a small cake for 2 and had them write on it a great day. We did do this a second time, and this was a great day part 2. We really can't make this up. There was nothing special in particular about these 2 days. Any day we spent together was great. Now before we cheers to the beautiful bride and groom, I would like to share an Irish blessing. May God be with you and bless you. May the hand of a friend always be near. May you see your children's children. May you be poor in misfortune, rich in blessings. May you know nothing but happiness from this day forward.
Probably means I should get a round of applause. I'm going to take a couple of moments away from a special occasion to first celebrate Faisal and all of his greatness. As Pat mentioned at the ceremony today, it was beautiful. Pat did a great job. Shout out to you. Not only has Faisal finished his medical degree, but now he's finished his ER residency last week. You did all right too. I remember when Faisal and I used to live together in Indianapolis many years ago. He had just finished undergrad at IU in a degree that I don't know what it was, I'm sure it's very smart. But he was spending his entire time living with me, studying for the MCAT, working on his master's degree, and at night he would work as an EMT. So we didn't have a lot of free time to do anything other than study. So when I would wake up in the morning, I would get ready, I'd go to the office that Faisal claims his own, and I would often find him sitting there slumped over sleeping. This happened a lot, all the time. He would stay up all night long, and he would be littered around with Monster energy drink bottles and cans everywhere. And to speak of what Pat was talking about earlier about plants, this guy had like 25 bamboo plants in all of them. for his plants and also for him. But as you can imagine, even Faisal not stay up 24 hours a day. He has to crash sometimes doing nothing. To picture that young man in that desk 7 years ago and what he has been able to accomplish in the last 7 years is truly tremendous. And I'd like everybody to raise your glass first to Faisal. Faisal, job well done. Kenny too. Good job. There are two things you need to know about Faisal. One, if you ever go to a restaurant with him, he's going to fight tooth and nail to pay for it. He will threaten violence. He may threaten to flip the table. He doesn't. No, he doesn't. This guy does. Because you've not experienced this. Now I've been warned. So some of you may be excited. Okay, if I was going to pick up the check, but it's kind of a scary situation. It's all right. Second, anybody that knows anything about Faisal knows that finishing med school, finishing his residency program, was never going to be enough for him. He's always hustling. He had to go out with a bang. So that's why he had to marry Sara to top it all off. Sara is truly a blessing to our family. I think that most great marriages develop when you have your best friend as your partner. And I rest assured tonight that Faisal indeed was not his best friend. Not best man, best friend. Faisal's and Sara's relationship is not just based on friendship, it's also based on trust and sacrifice. And I think I've witnessed both of them demonstrate these characteristics to each other on multiple occasions. For example, Faisal moved all the way until Myra in New York. I don't know, some people are local here, but most people in his family had no idea what that was at. They keep thinking, oh, he's moving to New York City, this is going to be great. I can't wait to go visit Faisal. But Sara, seeing how Faisal was living when we first moved here, it would be an overstatement to say that this was the less than desirable apartment that Faisal first moved into. Despite his motives to live a very meager, modest, med school lifestyle, which he succeeded at, Sara decided to move all the way across the country from Chicago, a food and retail megacenter, to a town of less than 30,000 people with no Chick-fil-A and no Chipotle. That's horrible. I mean, I like Faisal. That's sacrifice.
Thank you.
Sara, can we clap for Sara? For Sara, it's clear though that all she needed was Faisal. So it didn't matter where she lived, as long as Faisal was there, she was going, so she never even moved here. Sara, lovely Sara, you're beautiful on the inside and out. Even though you've only been married for about an hour and a half now, you've been a member of our family much, much longer. We are truly blessed that Faisal and you found each other, and we're so glad to be part of our family. Faisal, again, good job. I will leave you with one bit of advice from one married man to another. When you're wrong, admit it. When you're right, shut up. Everybody, one last time, quite the last time, but for me, raise your glasses to Mr. and Mrs. Dr. Norza.
Welcome you all, thank you all for coming to New York. We had a beautiful setting here at Lake Seneca as a picturesque backdrop to celebrate this joyous occasion of Sara and Faisal's wedding. And for Faisal's family and friends, I'd like to say Salam, Khoshamden, Arusiya, Faisal Shan, Wasar Shan, Mubarak, Washa. which is a welcome in Farsi. It says, welcome all of you. We gather to celebrate Sara and Faisal. Thanks to... A shout out to Parwana, Sarah's new sister, for my first lesson in Farsi. I am very lucky and proud to say that I am Sara's father. It has been a joy for us to watch her grow up and become the smart, driven, caring, loving, high-achieving woman that she's become. Beautiful too, as we noted, the both of them very beautiful couple. I recall the day vividly when Sara was born in May many years ago, and I promised not to go through every year of her life. The years which altogether seemed to pass too quickly. She was uncharacteristically late in her birth year. She was due around May 14th, but we had to coerce her to come out around May 20th. I was very excited to be raising at that time then both a son and a daughter. I was very excited to, the girls face different challenges than boys, and I might say more challenging than boys. And I was looking forward to teaching her about life. What I didn't know at the time was Sara was looking forward to teaching me too. Sara was always very organized and focused, as many of you have experienced throughout the preparation for this day. She didn't focus on what she needed to do since elementary school. She dove into everything she tried. She challenged herself, her family, her friends with her determination and her high standards. I was happy that she kept her bedroom a little messy, because she had at least one place where she relaxed her standards. As a teenager, Sara was very excited to get her driver's license. She was so looking forward to it. She circled, when she found out that you had to be 15 3/4 to get your learner's permit, she circled February 20th on the calendar 6 months in advance and said, I had to take her, whether it was snowing or midweek or whatever, I had to take her no matter what. And soon she was off to Delaware to study physical therapy. She graduates a semester early and prepares for grad school. And we're getting closer to the wonderful mansion here today. After working at a PT clinic for some months, she decides that PT really was not for her. She explores a change within the medical field. She considers a doctor, but 3 years of residency didn't seem to help her. She left that for Faisal, although she hadn't met him quite yet. She decides on a physician assistant that would give her the balance, the life balance she wanted. She was accepted at Midwestern near Chicago in the final steps to meeting Faisal. And I can't help but wonder at the astronomical odds of these two finding each other, because the journeys had literally started on opposite ends of the world. Today's celebration is actually part 2 of their union. Most of us were there in Bloomington, Indiana last July for a very festive engagement and necklace ceremony, which is a wedding in the Muslim faith. Truly wonderful to witness and to be a part of. A beautiful custom from a different culture. Faisal's parents, Sara and Faisal, very terrific and gracious folks, along with their family, and quite a large family it is, and we are only too happy to join them. That evening in Bloomington got off to an emotional start, as my father was talking to Mary, Sara's other new sister, and she told him, we will take very good care of Sara. And my father was really moved by this, and we have no doubt that it's true. So finally, as we wish Sara and Faisal a long and happy life with many blessings, I'd like to say, Faisal, that I'm not worried about getting those 50 chickens back.
strong will never fall, but watching stars without you, my soul cries. Heaving heart is full of pain. The aching, 'cause I'm kissing you. I'm kissing you. Touch me deep, pure and true. Gift to me forever.